Hey guys, so I wanted to take this time to tell you about a secret framework that lets us pretty much uh, predict the future. And I know it sounds a little bit uh, weird, but just stick with me and I will take you through what I call wave theory. It is simply a theory that lets us predict what will happen in the future and why. So stick with me, and this tool will become a part of your toolbox. And it can help you be less stressed out, it can help you be more happy, and not be too attached also to what's happening in the world. So, let's start. The name of this theory, I call it wave theory, and it is very simple for anyone to understand. Really, will take you step by step to make sure we don't lose anyone here. So you just grab your popcorn and come with me into this wave theory introduction. Hopefully, if we understand this theory correctly, we can continue to making more advanced videos of this down the line. But let's just start with the basics, and we can hear wave theory, what it is about. It is simply about the understanding that most things comes in waves. Okay, most things come in waves. How do we break this down? Well, we can begin by something very similar or very simple, like seasons. We have a season of winter. This is a wave, and this is the beginning of a wave that creates another wave. That would be spring. Spring creates summer. Summer creates autumn. Autumn creates winter. This is the most simple thing. Understanding that one thing creates another, and it is only natural. Then we have a day. Day creates night. Night creates day. Yin creates yang. Yang creates yin. Okay, we get that one thing creates another thing. So, nothing lasts forever. I think this is the first thing that most people get wrong. They see a political environment, they see a company's success, they see someone failing, and they take the conclusion that because this is happening right now, it is going to be this way forever. This is the first error that people make. It's like looking at the night and saying, oh no, the night is going to happen forever. We don't do this. This is not great. We want to kind of look at the bigger patterns here. The second part that I mentioned and that I will break down now is that one wave creates the other wave. And this is a way to explain this is if we look at a political situation. We look at Andrew Tate, for example, or Jordan Peterson. These are political movements, and we can consider these as waves, right? When Andrew Tate came out of nowhere, this was like a wave that it feels like this came out of nowhere, right? One day, nobody knew who he was, and then he became the most Googled person in the world. And by understanding that things comes in waves, we can't just sit there and be like, oh, it was lucky that he came. No. We need to understand that, let's take Andrew Tate as an example, that this is a part of a bigger wave. It's not only Andrew Tate that rose to fame. It was a whole movement of males needing a voice, reacting to what came before. What came before this wave? Well, we saw a different wave. We saw the wave of feminism. We saw the wave of this wave that came before Andrew Tate. Like this feminist movement, call it whatever, but there was a wave before, the very leftist, the very equality-oriented to its maximum wave that came before. So if we understand that actually these people that are protesting Andrew Tate and don't want to hear what he's got to say, and that can't understand that his content is actually speaking to an audience. There is a lot of males, there's a lot of men and women that actually like to hear what he has to say. That you can understand that there is a movement of this. If Andrew Tate didn't exist, somebody else would have taken his place. This is a core understanding of this. This wave was mature enough that somebody had to ride it. And for this, it was Andrew Tate. A similar wave that came a few years earlier was the wave of Jordan Peterson. If Jordan Peterson didn't exist, somebody else would have taken this role, and the wave would have come. It was inevitable, because the wave that came before actually created the opposite wave. So actually the people that are protesting against these people and are saying that these are dangerous to society, you are a woman hater if you listen to Jordan Peterson. These are the people that actually created the need for these people to begin with. This is the beginning of wave theory, understanding that a wave will create another wave. And if it wasn't Andrew Tate, if it wasn't Jordan Peterson, if it wasn't whatever, then that wave would have still appeared. So we can look at a bigger wave. We can look at Donald Trump, for example. How did Donald Trump even have the option to become president? Well, we saw what came before. We saw what created this wave. These politicians that are that the normal people can't relate to, right? The liberal establishment that weren't really listening to a certain group of people. This corruption, whatever came before, another wave that then Trump managed to ride. And then a different wave came to answer that wave, and a different wave came. So this is where we can begin to understand that actually the people who hate Trump the most were probably the ones who created the need for this wave to begin with. We can also look at climate change, for example, or the climate protesters. There was a wave that came before that naturally created the need and the momentum for this wave to begin. And we can see notable people like Greta Thunberg, for example, that naturally were at the right place at the right time to surf on this wave. Okay. And when we are dealing with political waves, it is common for people, the second mistake that they make is to believe that, well, I mentioned this already, but that, oh no, this wave that we are currently in is gonna last forever. This is the doom perspective, that people want to make you think that just because a political situation is not favorable from your perspective, now we should be scared that this perspective or this wave is going to last forever, right? And the system is going to collapse. No, we can distance ourselves from this doom perspective and understand that things come in waves. Okay. Some other waves that we can see, we can look at technology, for example. We are living in an attention-driven economy. We have companies like Meta, we have companies like Google, we have companies like ByteDance through TikTok that are really going all in on maximizing ad revenue by optimizing view count. This is attention-driven economy in its nutshell. They are creating a pretty big wave here that where they are not really empowering the users using these platforms. They have addictive algorithms that keep people hooked. So one might think, right, with the doom scenario that, in 10 years from now, people are gonna, if we continue this path, people are gonna have 15-hour view time or screen time instead of right now 6 hours. And no, this is someone getting stuck in a wave. One wave creates the other. And this wave that we are in now, what is the next wave? Well, this wave is going to be user empowered. There's going to be a reaction from the user not being empowered to the user being empowered. And we can begin to see this wave coming through with large language models like ChatGPT. Now you no longer have to look through a bunch of content. There is actually robots working for you. You don't have to look at these ads. There are better ways. Because now people are ready for a solution and people are innovating in this field, whatever. We don't have to go into the details. We can understand that one wave creates the other. So one can be optimistic and one can try to predict what is this other wave going to be like. And then instead of being upset about the current wave, one can be a part of the solution. So another wave that we have seen for the last 20, 30 years or so, we have seen a rise in ultra-processed foods. We have huge companies like McDonald's, Subway, KFC, you name it. We have a bunch of trash food available that are making people sick. One might think that, oh, where is this going to lead? Well, there's not going to be any healthy food available in 10 years or 20 years. No, then we are making the same mistake. One wave leads to the other, okay? What is the other wave going to be like? Well, we have the health movement that will come. This health movement, we are beginning to see the first steps of this movement. We don't really know how it's going to play out, but for sure, one wave creates the other, and it's going to be equally strong and equally big. This is how change works. So, we can go back into politics and try to understand this more too. We have, in Sweden, we had a lot of immigration happening for a few years. And then we had the liberal parties, the socialists, like they were opening the borders. Everyone was allowed to come in, and then problems started happening. Or this was a wave. Let's just call this a wave. And what happened after? Well, right-wing parties all over Europe started to come, and then the next wave started. This wave wouldn't have happened if this wave didn't happen, because this is how society evolves. And actually the US is a great place to understand wave theory, because you guys only have two parties. You have the left and you have the right. So the left, they get to play with the wave, and then the right comes with the wave, and then the left comes. This is actually really efficient. So one can understand these waves super easily. And I don't have any, political. I'm just calling it as it is. There was a wave of immigration, and then anti-immigration came as a wave that wouldn't have come without this wave. And then the next wave is going to build on what comes now. So there are a lot of people, again, that fall into this doom trap, and then they say, oh, in 20 years, 30 years time, there's going to be this, that. No, they are missing the point of waves. It's actually good for a country or anything to go through these waves. We can also look at a different, very interesting wave, technology. Okay, so 20 years ago, before iPhone, we used to have, a camera, a phone, a notebook, like a telephone catalog. We used to have a bunch of different devices. And then that was a wave. We can consider this a wave. And then iPhone came, or the smartphone came, and now we just have one device. But this wave is not going to be here forever. It's going to go back to the original pattern again. We're going to actually see minimalist products. We're going to have people go back to having different devices, but it's going to look different from what came before. And then eventually, we're going to go back into just having one product in the future. We can see patterns repeating, and this is an interesting way to apply this wave theory pattern. uh, you can apply this to really anything, but understanding that when there is a wave and there are people complaining about a wave, you can see that there is a counter wave building, and you can't really hold back this wave. Of course, you can delay this wave, but the more you delay a wave, the harder the next wave is gonna hit. So understanding that a change will come, and it's going to be optimistic, it's going to equalize. This is just how the world works. And it's interesting to see many of the celebrities that we have today, they are actually just poster boys or leaders of a wave. And it's almost as if the wave chose them, not them choosing the wave. This is quite interesting to notice. We can, but yeah, let's think about some other waves when while we are here. So we can. While I'm thinking about these waves, I would like, if you are thinking about an obvious wave, it would be super nice if you could actually tell me about this wave in the comments. I would love to hear if you have any comments or waves that most people are missing that maybe popped up in your head as you were listening to this. But let's try to talk about some more waves. So, I think one wave that I have had in my mind for a few minutes here, but I was unsure on how can I deliver this. So I will just go for it. The wave here is mindfulness, right? We used to have a lot of very mindful people in the world. We used to have top-tier philosophers. We used to have top-tier meditators that really had original content in mind. They really were providing a lot organically. And then we came into this world where everything is accessible. You can learn from anyone. And then we turn into these information gatherers, right? So now lots of people are just recycling a bunch of content. But it's not going to be this way forever. We are heading into this slop era where also we are kind of maximizing this new wave with what people call AI slop, where people that don't really have original thoughts, it's much easier for them to consume or produce a bunch of content. And it's creating this new bubble, or it is maximizing this old wave of unoriginal content. But what's going to come from this? Well, we are going to go into perhaps a new golden era where people are gonna stand on the shoulder of having access to a bunch of information, but being able to share new and original content where this is becoming a lot more prevalent. This is a wave that I'm looking forward to, and I am looking forward to being a part of this new wave. So the wave of original thinking, but it's going to be even more original because information is going to just be so much more accessible, and this is going to hopefully be a side effect of the internet becoming empowering again. This is one of my personal favorite waves that I got to talk a little bit about here. But let's summarize wave theory again. It's really just a framework that helps us understand that everything comes in waves. It is important to remember that, let's say you're looking at a political system, your night might be someone else's day. when your favorite politician loses the election, someone else's favorite politician wins. Waves come and go. We don't have to be too attached to whatever happens. We can zoom out and see that humanity is building. Humanity is building in waves, and the more atrocious a wave is, the bigger the reaction wave will be. And the people at the power who are currently riding a wave that is about to die, of course they want to delay the coming wave, but what they can only do is to stall, and it's going to make the wave even stronger. So disconnect yourself from this to see what's actually happening, and you can use the energy that you've saved to actually be part of these coming waves. And I encourage you to also take this framework into your life, recognizing that if you do hard work for, let's say, a year, this is a wave. It's going to lead to another wave. And the worse a wave that you are currently experiencing, maybe an even better wave will come around. The darker the night, the brighter the stars. There's one wave producing another wave. So zoom out in your life too and see how you can use this framework to predict what will happen, so you can surf that wave even better. So, yeah. I'm glad I got to share this. Hopefully in the future I will share more intricate videos on topics like this. So enjoy, and if you think this was a good video, maybe like and share it to someone, I don't know. Yeah, enjoy. See you soon.